uninvited my pregnant sister from my wedding 3 days before the ceremony. They call me the difficult one, the sister who makes everything about herself, the one who can't just be happy for Kelsey. That's the story my family tells. Here's what they don't say. Kelsey slept with my first fiance. She convinced my parents to give her my college fund because she needed it more. She announced her first pregnancy at my engagement party, and every single time I was supposed to smile and forgive and move on because that's what family does. I've been moving on for 26 years. 3 days before my wedding, I finally stopped. 2 months before my wedding, Kelsey announced she was pregnant. Due date conveniently 3 weeks after my ceremony. She asked if she could share her joy during my reception speech. I said absolutely not. She called me bitter. Mom called me jealous. Dad said I was being dramatic. Same story, different year. But then I started hearing things. My cousin mentioned Kelsey had been texting her about the baby name. A friend from high school said Kelsey posted something weird in their group chat. I started asking questions, and the answers made me sick. She's naming the baby Stanley. My Stanley. The fiancé she stole from me 8 years ago. She was going to stand up at my wedding, announce her pregnancy, and then tell everyone she's naming her child after the man she slept with behind my back. I couldn't prove she was doing it on purpose, until I could. My cousin finally sent me the screenshots she'd been sitting on for 2 years. Kelsey's group chat with her college friends. Message after message. She's going to lose it when I announce at her wedding LOL. I'm naming him Stanley just to see her face. She can't say anything without looking crazy. It's perfect. There it was, in her own words. I called her 3 days before the wedding. Told her she wasn't welcome. She cried, called me cruel, called our parents. Mom demanded we all sit down for dinner that night to fix this. I said fine, and I brought the screenshots. I was the last one to sit down. Kelsey was already crying. Mom had her arm around her. Dad was shaking his head at me like I'd just kicked a puppy. This is exactly the problem, Mom started. You can't keep holding on to things from the past. Kelsey has apologized for Stanley 100 times. Has she? I asked, because I'd love to hear her apologize for naming her baby after him. The tears paused. Kelsey looked at me. What? Your baby? The one you're naming Stanley. My ex-fiance Stanley. The one you had an affair with. Mom's hand dropped from Kelsey's shoulder. Kelsey, you're not really. It's just a name, Kelsey said quickly. It doesn't mean anything. I just liked how it sounded. And why did you tell your friends you picked it just to see my face? Her mouth opened. Nothing came out. I handed my phone to Dad. This is her group chat. Read the messages from March. Dad scrolled. His face went still, then hard, then something I'd never seen before. He looked at Kelsey like she was a stranger. I'm naming him Stanley just to see her face. She can't say anything without looking crazy. It's perfect. She's going to lose it when I announce at her wedding. He put the phone down. Is this real? Kelsey started crying again. Real crying this time. You don't understand. She's always been the favorite. Everyone always felt sorry for her. You were just what? Mom's voice was ice. Finish that sentence. But Kelsey couldn't, because there was no version of that sentence that didn't make her sound exactly like what she was. She stood up, grabbed her purse, looked at all of us one more time, then she walked out. Nobody stopped her. Nobody followed. And nobody apologized for her. My wedding was 3 days later. It was the most beautiful day of my life. Kelsey texted me 14 times that morning. I didn't read a single one. Mom and Dad were there. They hugged me. They told me they were sorry. They didn't mention her name once. And when I walked down the aisle, I didn't think about Kelsey at all. For the first time in 26 years, she wasn't taking up space in my head. Turns out that was the real gift.